Hi everyone, Stephanie Titleman here.
Hey, Christian here.
We're here B3 Wellness Challenge, Lifestyle Reset Challenge, and we're going to go through the exercises. You're going to do 2 rounds at least, maybe 3 if you want to push yourself. We're going through the beginner sequence and we're going through 6 exercises at 1.5 minutes. Christian's going to talk us through form while he's doing it. He's going to show modifications. I'm going to keep track of time so you can follow along with my timing and try to take as little break between each moves as you can. As you get more familiar with it, you'll be able to do it. So listen to his cues while you're doing this. Pay attention to your form. Make sure you're breathing and just move as slowly as you can. It's going to get a little shaky, a little scary. Just find that place where you get a little uncomfortable and try to stay in there and enjoy it. Okay? So we're going to start off with a split squat with the right leg.
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a regression. So if you need to hold on to something, just grab onto a chair like this. And I'm digging my weight into my right heel.
Ready? Timer starts now.
Okay, I'm dropping my hips straight down. See how my hips aren't shooting back like this? I'm loading my front heel. I'm going to the bottom, and then I'm taking 5 seconds up.
5, 4.
I'm trying to load all my
3,
weight into my right leg, into my right heel. Dropping my hips straight down.
4.
I'm trying to flex the muscles that I'm using, so I'm engaging through my glutes, flexing through the quads out of the bottom here, and I'm just basically trying to stabilize my midsection here. So I'm keeping my abs tight.
You're 30 seconds in.
Okay.
Back heel's up nice and high. Jabbing through the floor. So you're digging down through the heel. You're feeling the muscle we're trying to work, which is the glute on that side. Flexing it, pushing through the floor, and that's what's driving your hips straight up. Okay. We're at 55 seconds. We have about 35 seconds to go. Make sure you're going it for 5. And as you get more advanced, you might make it 10 seconds. You might go up a little slower, especially at the end. You're going to get tired. You're going to want to speed up. So you have about 20 seconds right now. Then we're going to switch legs. So keep going. Keep driving through. Keep breathing. Exhaling on the way up. Inhaling on the way down. Keeping the back heel lifted up nice and high. You have 8, 7, switching in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next step forward. Switch legs. Here we go. 1.5 minutes starts now. So you want to talk them again through it?
Yeah, so again, I'm extending my hips forward, pressing my hips forward, loading my front heel. If this is a little too challenging, just pull your hips back a little bit. But I want you guys to try and stay in this position. So you're staying as upright as you can, loading through that left heel. So all my weight is in my front heel. I'm taking 5 seconds in each direction. As I get to the top, I do a little bit of a pause, and I drop back down.
He doesn't straighten his leg fully at the top either, so he's never locking out the knee. It's not about that. It's more about the contraction on the side he's working.
Yeah. And so basically I'm trying not to bounce out of the bottom or out of the top. So I'm trying to control every inch of the range.
Okay, 45 seconds in, 45 left. Try to go a little slower. Make sure you're breathing on your way up. You exhale out. Breathing will help every contraction go deeper. Inhaling down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Up for 5, 4, 3, 2. You have 20 seconds left. Down for 5, 4. Looks good, Christian. 3.
Another thing, I want to keep my knee in line with my hip. So just try and line that right up.
8, 7, 6. We're going to a wall sit in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press yourself up. Okay, so Christian's going to widen his stance. His toes are turned out slightly. His knees are turning out toward the second and third toe. Right now, his hips are in line with his knees. He's quite low here. His back is pressing into the wall. I couldn't even fit my hand behind there because he's really thinking of pushing back and tailbone down to the floor. Even the shoulder blades slightly pushing back. Now, if this is too low for you, which it might be if you're just starting out, you lift your hips up a little bit higher. You push out through the heels. I want you to imagine like you're digging out from your heels, like you're pushing away. That's going to activate everything underneath your seat. How are we doing?
I'm trying to keep my knees stacked over my heels so my legs aren't folding in like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staying right here, so I'm pressing my Knees out nice
Yeah.
and wide.
Okay, doing good. We're almost at a minute. You have 7 more seconds till we hit that minute mark, and then you have a 30 seconds after that. So you want to think about your abs too, pulling the rib cage down toward the hips, pulling back your back against the wall. Still have about 20 seconds to go. Breathe through it. Push out through those heels, push your back into the wall. Okay, give me 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You're going into a squat in 4, 3, 2, and 1. All he does is push himself off the wall.
So you
He's in a
can
good
go
position.
right into it.
Right into it. He didn't break. He's here for a minute and a half. Okay, so he's going up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. He's trying to straighten the legs but not lock out through the knee. 3, 2, 1. And again, he's not pushing his hips back too far. He's not squatting too far. He's keeping his chest upright. He's breathing, right? Down. Keep those knees open toward the second and third toe. Drive out through the heels as you come up. Good. Keep that little bend in behind the knee so you don't lock out. Good. I know his core is braced, so you're keeping your abs kind of pulling in so we're not letting the belly flop out. Okay, you're 40 seconds in. Go nice and slow. I can see he's starting to shake already and he's working hard.
Yeah.
Nice. Chest up. Inhale on the way down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2. You have 30 seconds. You want to turn so they can see you from the side. Okay, let's finish off 30 seconds. You guys keep going. His hips are not pushing back too much. His chest is almost over his hips. His knees are driving out. Okay, you have 20 seconds left. Go up for 10, for 9, for 8, for 7, 6. Good. 5. Drive out through those heels. 4, 3. One more time. You have 10 more seconds. Go down. 10, 9, 8. If you want bonus points, you come up for 10 seconds as slowly as you can, even 20 seconds. Okay? You want to try that? This is your chance. Go as slow as you can. Slow as you can. Yes, Christian. You guys can do this too. Just burn it out. We're going into a push-up from the knees or the toes. Here we go. Timer starts in 3, 2. So he's pretty tall. He's pretty broad. So he's taking his hands wider than the mat. His knees are down right now. He's driving his elbows out to the side while keeping a nice plank position. So from the shoulders, the hips, and the knees, he is one solid plank of wood. Okay? At no point does the wood break in half. The hips don't lift. The hips don't sag. You're pretty much straight. If you're feeling this at all in your low back, you want to tuck your pelvis under, tucking the tail forward, kind of like Elvis pelvis, tucking the tail, keeping the ribs and belly back. I want you to imagine like there's a penny rolling down your back. It would go straight down like a ski hill. This looks good. You're 35 seconds in. If he wants to try it from his toes, he can progress as he gets a little stronger. Slowly down for 4. Good. Brace those core muscles. 3, 2, 1. 45 seconds in. You have 45 to go. If you ever need to put your knees back down, just put your knees back down on the floor. He's starting to shake and he's breathing. If you have any wrist issues, you can make a fist with your knuckles if you need to. He does have a wrist issue, so he's not planting his whole hand, which is fine. Knuckles are okay, but you might have some sore knuckles by the end. I recommend just spreading the fingers and turning them forward a little bit. All right, 20 seconds. Go slow. Go slow. We're doing a plank from either the hands or the elbows. We'll start on the knees in 10, 9, a little slower, 8. Keep those hips right there. Tuck that pelvis under. 5, 4. Take your time to come up as slowly as you can. Here we go. Breathe out all the way and put those knees down. All right, he's coming down to his elbows. He's starting on his knees. Minute and a half. We're only here for a minute and a half, so I want you to drive your elbows down into the floor if you're on your elbows. You can do it from your hands if you need to. You're going to tuck your pelvis again. So that means you lift the rib cage up toward the ceiling. You tuck your tailbone down toward the floor. Keep the glutes slightly engaged, and you keep that long, straight position. Okay? If you want to drive your elbows down into the floor more, you'll feel your armpits kind of light up, and you try to draw back. As you do this, you almost try to pull your knees forward, so it's almost like someone's folding you in half. All right, make sure you're breathing. 30 seconds in. If you want to try from your toes, you tuck the toes under. You push out through the heels. I like to think of driving the heels back and the chest slightly forward, so there's length happening in the spine here. He's not dropping his head, so don't let your head drop, don't let your shoulders round. Keep everything broad and open. We're 50 seconds in. Nice. If you really want to take it up a notch, maybe you lift one leg up. No, I wouldn't do it. But if you want to, you bring your feet closer together, you hold it up for 10 seconds, and you switch. That's how we progress this. But otherwise, he's still holding for another 28 seconds. Okay? Breathe through this. Maybe get your back a little flatter up to the sky, parallel to the ceiling. Nice job. Keep those glutes slightly engaged here. Drive back through the heels. You have 15 seconds. Keep going to the end. If you can go longer, I want you to go longer. We're going to do this for 10 more seconds. He's going to flip onto his back for a dead bug in 5, 4. Keep breathing. Last 3, 2, 1, and turn around. Good work. Make sure you're breathing, Christian Brown. He's sweating, all right, guys? He's sweating. He is sweating like a pig. Just kidding. All right, so his shoulders are right underneath his hands. His knees are right on top of his hips. Okay? Shins are parallel. Oops, let me start this timer. Here we go. We'll go for 1 minute and 15 because you've already been there. Knees over hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. He is driving his shoulder blades and armpits down like you've got sponges under the armpits, pushing down to the floor. More importantly, pushing your low back down into the floor while you tuck your belly button and rib cage inward, like it's kind of sucking in toward the belly button. Okay? Now this is a great place to stay. This is a lot of work. Make sure you're breathing. Exhaling out through your breath, through your mouth. Pierced lips will help get the deeper contraction through the diaphragm. Okay, you're 35 seconds in. If you would like to progress this when you feel stronger, you send one arm behind you. Start with the arms. While you send your arm back, keep your rib cage tucked in, keep your back on the floor. On your exhale, find your abs first, and then bring your hand back up over the shoulder, and then you'll switch. Do it slowly, slowly, slowly. The faster you go, the less core work you have. So keep your ribs down. Drop the shoulder away from the ear. Hold for a second. Find your pelvic floor. Hug it in. And then exhale. Lift the arm right up. Good. If you want to try both arms, that's a good progression. Nice. Keep your arms a little bit closer shoulder height. Yes. Keep the shoulders down. Nice work. Now, if you want to progress, we have 15 seconds left. You would send one or both legs out. I would start with just one leg at a time. Extending, extending, extending. Maybe sending the opposite arm back behind you. We're going a little bit over. Opposite arm, Christian. Good. This is a true dead bug. You exhale, you slowly bring it in, and you switch opposite arm and leg. All right, we've gone for 1 minute and 45 seconds just to show you all your options. You can just stay holding it. We have a reverse fly, so all he needs to do is put his elbows on the floor, his feet on the floor, tuck the pelvis under, find the core muscles you were just working again. Drive your elbows down about shoulder height. You don't want to be too high or too low. Right at shoulder height. This is what it looks like if you're lying down. Okay? Driving those elbows back, thinking of shoulder blades coming together. Christian's very serious about this. He's huffing and puffing already. He loves this stuff. Okay? Keep the ribs tucked in, Christian. Yes? It's almost like you're trying to lift yourself off the floor, but you're keeping your abs in. Okay? You're breathing. Back of your head is slightly pressing into the floor. Can you do another minute, Christian? Yes. All right. What you're trying to do is trying to drive down as hard as you can without getting tension in your neck, your face, or your shoulders. So this is not a shoulder shrug. This is a reverse fly. So your elbows are pushing down. You're trying to activate behind your shoulder blades, between the shoulder blades, and inward toward each other. Okay. You guys are 55 seconds in. You have 35 seconds left. And we're going to start from the top in our split squat.
You can also bring your elbows in a little closer.
Yep. You can bring your elbows in a little closer, driving them down. Okay? We have 20 seconds left. Go as hard as you can. Now breathe as hard as you can. We're going to stand back up. We find our right foot forward in about 10, 9. Breathe. 8, 7. We're going to stand up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With as little break as you can. He's going to go right into it because I know he can. He's a trainer. But if you need maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds, take maximum 20 seconds before you get into your split lunge. Here we go. That was just about the time I'd like you to take. He has his left foot forward, but we'll do the right one next. Okay, so 1.5 minutes again. If you can, and you know you're only going to do 2 rounds, go longer than 1.5 minutes if you can. Okay, take it right to the end. Find that little muscle failure, find that burn, find that shake. You need to pause the video so you can finish, have it nearby. All right. Same thing as last time, heel is up nice and high. He's driving that knee just slightly forward. It's not going way past the toes. It's staying behind the toes. He's driving heel into the floor so he comes straight up. Try to go up for 10, for 9, for 8. Oh, sorry, it's 5. Sorry, 5 counts. I would like 10, but let's go 5. Counts down.
I like 5.
He likes 5 right now. Okay, 50 seconds in. If you want more and you want us to only do a minute and a half, cut the speed down to 10. Give it a try. Why don't we try it? Down to 10. Okay, he's really starting to sweat here, so if you're puffing and puffing, that's okay. That's good. Your muscles are working really hard. You're not doing very much from the outside, but the inside, you're feeling this a lot. 20 seconds, guys. Take it as slow as you possibly can. Slow as you can. 13 seconds. We're going to switch legs, stepping that right foot forward, left foot back. In 8, 7, 6, 5. Go slow. 4. Squeeze at the top. 3, 2, 1. Switch. Left leg back, right foot forward. Right into it. Hold on to something if you need. Drive through the right heel. On your exhale, feel your glute fire up. The right heel, fire up the glute. You contract it to lift up to the top. Remember, you don't lock out the knee. You keep a slight bend in the knee. Slowly coming down. That's it. Keep working. Nice. Find your breath. Don't ever hold that breath. Your body wants breath more than it wants the break. So if you want a break, try taking a really big breath in. It just needs the oxygen coming to the muscles. Okay, so go nice and slow. You are 40 seconds in. We have another 50 seconds to go. Okay, going slow. Remember, toward the end, knowing you only have that 45 seconds, 40 seconds now, going slower toward the end. So it started at 5 seconds up, 5 seconds down. And you maybe go for 8 seconds up or 10 seconds up. The slower you move, the harder it gets, unfortunately. So the more control you need, the more muscle fibers kind of have to be recruited for the movements. So that's what going slow and controlled is, and it reduces the amount of injuries that you could incur. All right, 13 seconds. Take your time, finish it off. You have 10, 9. You're going into a wall sit in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit up against the wall, open up your stance, knees wide, tail tucking, so your tail's going to tuck under. Your back should not be curved off the wall, okay? You're going to drive your lower rib cage into the wall. You're almost pushing your hips back into the wall. Your abs are engaged, and he's driving out through his heels. So push down through the heels, open the knees up a little bit so they're not caving inward. This looks good. Keep breathing, holding it there. 25 seconds in. Push out through the heels. Nice work. How are you feeling, Christian?
Getting tired here.
He's getting tired. So round 2 is no joke. You've been under tension for a good 8 minutes already, maybe 10 minutes. So we're almost toward the end. It shouldn't take you more than 20 minutes to do 2 rounds. If you want to take longer, maybe try going slower when we're doing those movements. Okay, this looks really good. 50 seconds. We have 40 seconds to go. 45 seconds, is that right? No, minute and a half. Okay, 30 seconds. I can't count. 30 seconds starts now. It's on my timer, thank God. Okay, keep the rib cage tucked in, shoulder blades back, throat slightly tucked. Nice, good posture here. If you remember, if you need to make it a little easier, you lift your hips up a little bit higher. If you want it harder, you put them down so they're parallel with the knees. You don't want to go lower than the knees. That way you're kind of getting into the joints and less into the muscles. All right, 8 seconds left, guys. From here, he's just going to push himself off the wall and find a squat. In 3, 2, 1. Push yourself off the wall. Come forward into a squat. You're in a nice wide position. Knees are opening. You're pushing out through the heels. Your hips are tucking under, so there's a pelvic tilt. Your chest stays upright. And you push out through your second and third toe. All right, we have 1 minute and 15 on this clock. You've already been in for about 15 seconds. Okay, don't let those knees drop in. If the hips need to shift back a little bit, so if the knees are dropping inward and your hips are staying here, I'd rather your hips go back a little bit and your knees stay open. Okay, so we're not sacrificing our knee. We're not sacrificing the knee. That's it. Open, 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 push down, go up for 10. Right? Is it 10 seconds up?
Yeah.
10 seconds down. Okay, we're 30 seconds in. 45 seconds in, sorry. So we have 45 seconds left. Go down for 10, 9, 8, 7, okay. Back up, 10, 9, 8. At the top, you don't want to lock out through the knees. You want to drive out through the heels. Keep the chest upright. Looks good. All right, we have 20 seconds left. Go as slow as you can now. Slow as you can, maybe even 15 seconds up. Drive out. Full exhale. 10 seconds left. This is where we finish this off. We're doing our push-up position from the knees in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. All right. Face your floor, face your mat. Take your hands out a little wider than the shoulders. That's it. Knees stay on the floor. You're tucking your pelvis under. And you're slowly bending those elbows, keeping the chest open. Keep the belly tucked in. Your butt cheeks are slightly firm, tucking down toward the floor. Pushing up for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Inhaling on the way down. Stopping when your elbows are at 90 degrees. You don't want to come down too low so the chest gets a little pulled. You want to keep the shoulders at elbow height. So we're not kind of dropping between the shoulder blades. All right, 35 seconds in. You're just under a minute to go. If you would like to try from your toes, this is how you progress it. It might be too much on your low back. If it is, come back down to your knees. So you want to try 1. Christian, want to show them how to do it? Okay, down for 4. Down for 3. It's really hard to do it from the toes, so don't be discouraged. He's a trainer and he's a man. So he could probably do this whole minute from the toes, but I want you to do it from your knees until you feel ready to maybe try 1. 25 seconds left. Go nice and slow here, breathing. Nice work. At the end, if you're starting to speed up, put your knees down and just go slow on the knees. You have 13 seconds left. You're turning on to, so you're going into a plank from the elbows or the hands. You can stay on your knees or come to your toes. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's find our last plank. Do it from the elbows or the hands, up to you. You can stay on your knees. You can come to your toes right away. You only have a minute and a half here. So tuck your pelvis in, firm your butt cheeks up. You need a wider base of support. If you want to widen your legs, it will help with balance a little more. If you want a more of a challenge, you bring your feet a bit closer together. And you might even walk your hands out a little further in front of you. Maybe. Just if you want to advance this. Okay, so he's trying to pull his elbows back to his knees or toes, and his knees or toes back to the elbows, so he's almost feeling like a pull in, a lift from the lower belly up. His back looks really good. It's nice and flat here. He's opening up the front of his chest, and he's breathing. That's it. Drive back through the heels, drive forward through the chest. Keep those abs intentionally turned on. So you want to keep them hugging in. You have 45 seconds left. I know this is a lot. Breathe. Second round is no joke. If you need to put your knees down, put your knees down. Make sure you're breathing and it's not getting into your neck. Breathe. 30 seconds. Okay, if you can go longer than 30 seconds, maybe you just pull the elbows in and you really feel that contraction firm and you're breathing. 20 seconds to go, guys. Second last move on your back for a dead bug on your back in 15 seconds. Breathe. This is where you really breathe and you feel that full contraction. In 10, you flip around. In 8, 7, 6, 5, keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, and good work. Take a breath. Want to go on the mat? All right, here we go. Dead bug. Knees over hips, hands over shoulders. Hug in like there's an imaginary block between your arms and your legs. Okay, you're 8 seconds in. Think about pulling your rib cage down to the floor so it is flat. Nothing could walk underneath you. You're trying to squish a grape under your low back, gently, firmly into the floor. If you feel like progressing this for the second round, you keep the shoulder blades onto the floor. On your inhale, you send one or both arms behind you, keeping the rib cage tucked in. So you don't want to let your rib cage flare open as your arms go back. That's the work. That's the core work. Yeah. Let's move that for you.
Yep.
There you go. 50 seconds in, maybe he starts to progress and send one leg out and one arm out, opposite arm back. Woo. Nice. Hold it for a second before you breathe. Sorry, bring it in. Breathe. Exhale as slow as you can to center. Go to the other side. We have 25 seconds. Last move is a reverse fly. You still have 20 seconds to go. Maybe you do one or both arms and one or both legs out for your final 13 seconds. Maybe just hold it. Find that position that burns the most. Hold it there. You have 10, 9, 8. Maybe send the knees forward a little bit for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nice. 1. And elbows on the floor, feet down. Here we go. Last minute and a half, and you are done. This is it. I want you to keep your rib cage slightly tucked in, but you're pushing your elbows down, thinking shoulder blades coming together. Okay, breathe. All right, without getting into the neck. Push down through the elbows. You can bring your elbows a little closer if you need to and drive them into the floor. We're 25 seconds in. How are we doing, Christian? Yeah.
Pretty challenging.
It's getting pretty challenging. Good. This is the end, so don't stop now. Come this far. We have 1 minute left. Is there anything that they can do here to make this harder?
So on this one, just basically trying to pinch your shoulder blades, driving your shoulders down towards the hips. And as Steph said, just trying to avoid shrugging. Trying to lift your chest up off the floor, or your back up off the floor.
Yeah.
Just basically trying to press as hard as you can without losing your position.
Okay, you have 30 seconds left. I want you to take these last 30 seconds to really feel that burn behind the shoulder blades, right behind the shoulders, between the shoulder blades, those rhomboids. Okay, 20 seconds. Breathe. Let's push a little harder. You can do this. 15 seconds. You're done. Your full workout for the day. You have 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep going. 6. A little harder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're done. All right, Christian, would you like to stretch?
I would. I could
Okay. Look at that sweat he left on my mat. Thank you very much.
I'm sweating.
All right, why don't we grab onto something, hold on, grab onto one ankle, bring the knees a little closer together so they are side by side. Lift your chest up a little bit. Tuck your pelvis under so the knee drives down to the floor. You squeeze the glute a little bit down. This is a really nice shoulder stretch as well. You might start to kick out and back through the foot. That feels good. Wow, you got pretty
Can I
sweaty.
drive the hip forward? Yeah.
That was a good workout. That didn't even take us 20 minutes.
Nope.
Perfect. So this should be one of your 2 workouts for the week, 2 or 3 of these. If you want no more than that, try to schedule it in your schedule in the morning or the afternoon. It's not ideal to work out in the evening just because it gets your stress hormones going. So we say morning or afternoon at lunch. If you have somewhere 20 minutes, you can go into like a staff room or into a boardroom that you know no one's going to be at. Or if you actually have a gym that's accessible to you, go to a gym, do this, take the video, connect to Wi-Fi, listen to it in your earbuds, and you can just follow along. So we did a lot of glutes as well. We'll show them the figure 4 stretch. You're going to cross one ankle over, flex the foot that's crossed over, and he's driving his hips back and down. So as you do this, you're almost trying to push out through the knee, but opening up the hip more than the knee itself. Do you feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
If you don't feel it, you need to sit back into the hips a little bit more. You could also do this seated. Okay, so same thing. Flexing the foot, it's a little easier, it's a little nicer. You just fold forward, keeping the foot flexed. It feels amazing if you have tight hips, which most of us do. It's a very good idea to do this at your desk. All right, nice. Let's take our hands in front of us, interlace, round the spine. Let your body just open up through the back. Maybe tucking the tail, letting the head drop. On your inhale, come up slowly. All right, take just a little side bend to one side. Open the legs up a bit. Oops, cushion's nice and tall. Nice. Open up through the side. Push through the legs. Switch sides. Reaching over. And let's walk the hands down. Knees to nose. And then walk over the other side. Knee to nose. Open up through the side of your body. You're gonna come back to center. If you can't get your hands on the floor, use some props, use some blocks. Bring your feet right under the hips. You're going to extend your spine. You can bring your hands to your shins all the way forward. Keep the belly engaged. And then exhale, fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Don't sacrifice a rounded spine. Keep the knees bent. Let the chest drop down. If you like a shoulder stretch, we did a lot of pec work with that push-up. You just interlace your hands. If you got really tight shoulders, make sure to bend your elbows. You got it, nice and slow. All right, thank you for joining us. We hope you had a good workout.
Thanks, guys.
And we'll see you next time in our next video.
See you tomorrow morning.
Remember, be bold, be beautiful,
Be you.
be you, be
Be
three.
free.